least one resident in attendance said nobody on the board should be the next mayor.
Every trustee allowed former Mayor Jackson to operate unchecked. You supported him, you defended him.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Did you say that her son was murdered because Mayor Tiffany Henry she didn't support?
Don't come on my face. First of all, take your phone out of my face.
Did you say that her son was murdered because she didn't support?
Take your phone out of my face.
Did you say that she was murdered? Take your phone
out of my face, man. What's wrong with you?
I'm asking you a question.
You don't come in my face with your phone.
I'm asking you a question.
But today, after years of being in the feds' crosshairs, first came the charges, then the conditions, and now the old Riverdale mayor is gone and the new one is now in office. Almost 1 week after being convicted of perjury and obstruction of justice, Riverdale Mayor Lawrence Jackson has formally been removed from office.
We talked about Riverdale Mayor Lawrence Jackson, I don't know if it's maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago on this channel. Riverdale is actually really close to Dalton. If you already know the amount of videos that I did on Tiffany Hayard, very, very close, the south suburbs, and another mayor bites the dust. Can't be surprised at this point the amount of corruption that's in this particular area. And what makes this even more crazier that a former Hayard, ally is trying to become mayor.
Resident in the village of Riverdale. And I like to see people involved in the media. But here it is. I have an indicted mayor that's serving in our community. And we don't have this much media coverage going on. But we over here having media coverage here, and we don't put out the good things that is happening. But you guys got to connect the dots. D-O-T-T-S. Dots.
You gotta be ashamed of yourself. You broke down everything in this township, but you forgot to tell the people too you were in Las Vegas, right? Didn't you go to Las Vegas?
Not last year.
Did you go to Las Vegas? Answer my question. Did you go to Las Vegas?
The first year I did, so I know that the township has no business.
Did you go to Las Vegas?
The township has no business.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Let's continue.
Due to that felony conviction, he is automatically ineligible to hold office under Illinois law.
Riverdale is a community located directly south of the city of Chicago.
The federal indictment against Jackson was filed in late 2023. He was elected to his fourth term in April after beating two primary challengers in February, despite the ongoing proceedings. At issue was the role that he played steering city business of a garbage contract from the then existing private contractor to another one, and the unlawful financial gains that subsequently went his way. Prosecutors say that Jackson lied 6 times while testifying in a civil lawsuit brought against him as mayor.
That's a lot of lying, as the feds say. So let me catch you guys up to what actually is going on. So Riverdale Mayor Lawrence Jackson got into a fight with a trash company called Tri-State Disposal over garbage contracts. Tri-State sued him, saying that he retaliated against him and steered business to another company tied to one of his guys. In a 2021 deposition, Jackson lied multiple times about who ran his trucking company and who was the one who's pushing the new garbage deal. So the feds charged him with perjury and obstruction of justice. So on November 13th of this year, the federal jury found him guilty on both of those counts. So now here we are. The other company was tied to individual A, the person close to Jackson, who, according to the feds, was deeply involved in running Jackson's trucking company, Centennial Holdings. So this is the amount of, lies that the feds claim that he had. The first lie was, who runs the company? What he said, he claimed his wife handled the day-to-day business operations, not him, and he wasn't really sure if the business with individual A's company because he didn't run things. What the feds say is completely different. They say that individual A and their employees actually handle the day-to-day operations for Centennial, not his wife. The second lie was the truck leases and the accountant. What he said, he agreed that he leases the trucks and then claimed my accountant handles that when asked how much do they pay. What the Fed said was the accountant had nothing to do with the leasing of trucks. The leasing and operations was controlled by individuals A business, not the accountant doing the normal bookkeeping. So he used the accountant as a prop to hide who was really funding and running things. The third lie Jackson told the feds was who keeps the books. He told the lawyer that his wife handles Centennial's internal books and records. Why Jackson kept throwing his wife under the bus? Whatever. Well, the prosecutors realized that he wasn't telling the truth. They said individual A's business controlled the documents and records, not his wife. I wonder if he's still married to this woman. The next lie, who introduced him to the new garbage company? He said that he met Company B through a village administrator. They call it individual B. Problem is, the feds say individual A, not the administrator, introduced him to the Company B to talk about replacing Tri-State. Fifth lie, whether he had any role in hiring Company B for the spring cleanup job. Well, he said he had nothing to do with it. He don't know what's going on. He said no. Problem is, the feds say that he was actually involved in the process of hiring Company B for the cleanup work. And then the last lie, answer of why Riverdale paid another company about $18,000 for the 2018 spring cleanup that Tri-State was already under contract to do for free. Jackson said he never supervised or managed the cleanup program, claimed that individual B and the village administrator chose a different vendor, and the board of trustees backed the choice. He also claimed he had nothing to do with it. The feds say the complete opposite. They say that the indictment says individual B did not make a decision to hire a different vendor and did not opt to go with a different vendor. Jackson was involved in the decision to hire Company B for the 2018 spring cleanup. So that's why he was hit with all those perjury charges, obstruction of justice, basically throwing everyone under the bus, saying that he had nothing to do with anything. He had no idea what was going on. Is his wife's fault? Is the accountant's fault? When they all realized that a lot of that was just not true.
Earlier today, the Riverdale Village Board appointed an interim mayor, but at least one resident in attendance said nobody on the board should be the next mayor. But the village attorney said, under state law, that's just not possible.
Not one trustee here should be considered. Every trustee allowed former Mayor Jackson to operate unchecked. You supported him, you defended him, you enabled the system. You don't have the credibility to lead. And honestly, the honorable step would be for each of you to resign.
Regarding...
That's not who I think it is.
My next appointment will be for village administrator.
Tuesday night, Dalton Mayor Tiffany Henyard appointed a new top aide to a $100,000 a year job, 34-year-old Michael A. Smith, who's been active in South Suburban politics for years.
The reason for Mike is he have a wealth of great information. He's a young person and ex-politician. He knows the laws like the back of his hand.
Perhaps that's because Smith has been in and out of trouble with the law for years.
I'd like to thank the residents as well as the mayor.
Public reporting shows Smith has been charged at least 8 times with crimes ranging from domestic battery to official misconduct.
Trying to help your one to train. And I'm going to say it, you need training. You need to understand your position and the power of your position, not to create laws against an individual, not to create rules against an individual. Because I'm going to tell you what we're going to watch. If this supervisor does not get reelected, we're going to revoke all the things that they've done before. This is what I'm going to say.
Michael Dots Smith, the former Henyard ally, you would call him. At one point, she appointed him as village administrator. That didn't really last very long, but he is, I guess, a resident of Riverdale, and he has been very vocal against Mayor Jackson for quite some time. So, of course, he was ready to jump in. He was mentioning about the mayor being indicted for the longest, even going back in the Dalton days where we were covering this extensively. So, of course, now this man wants to be the mayor. Michael Smith is going to run to be mayor of Riverdale. Now, he actually tried to run, I think, for trustee. He didn't make it. I tell you, the chicanery and nonsense of this area just continues to persist. It's just sad. For the most part. Most likely, will he be elected? I have no idea. Who knows? Things happen over there that I don't understand. As you see, the nonsense just doesn't stop.
The appointment of the acting president from among the trustees, Mr. Smith, says that it shouldn't be one of the trustees, but the statute specifically says it has to be one of the trustees who is appointed to the board to be acting village president.
The village board appointed trustee Cassandra Riley Pinckney to serve as the mayor until the next election.
The trustees have been working tirelessly, tending to the business of Riverdale. We have great people who live here, some of whom have lived here for years, raised their family, such as myself.
So the acting mayor will now serve until the municipal election in April of 2027 As for Jackson, no sentencing date has been set.
So it looks like Jackson is going to probably spend some time in prison. It looks at the conviction, it's 1 count of perjury, 1 count of obstruction of justice. Max penalties, obstruction could go up to 20 years. Perjury can go up to 5 years. Sentencing hasn't happened yet. Obviously, we'll see exactly how much he gets, but now he's an official convicted felon. So yes, goodbye, Lawrence Jackson. Mayor Jackson is out. Who knows what's going to happen with this situation here? I'm looking forward to see if actually Michael Smith will actually be able to be elected mayor in 2027. That would be hilarious. But let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.